Good evening, guys. So, today I want to come to you guys and I want to talk about being content versus embracing our salvation. So, we all know what being content means. However, I am going to define it a little and I want to go over the importance of embracing the kingdom versus being content with what we got going on day to day. So, when we are content, we are pleased and we are happy with our comfort and with our routine. However, when we are embracing our salvation, God calls you out of your comfort zone. He calls you to many different levels through your walk in salvation. But when you're content, you're used to your comfort. You're content with being happy. Or either if you're not happy, you're content with being broke. Philippians 4:12 states, I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well fed or hungry, whether living with plenty or living in want. So, there are different levels to being content in life. You can be in content in a bad situation, thinking, okay, this is how it's been, this is how it's always going to be, and I'm going to be content with it. And you can be in content with being rich. Hey, I've always had much. I don't know what it is to be poor. And so I'm living the life and I'm content with my situation. However, are you content with your walk with Christ? Or are you embracing that? Are you embracing the level that God has called you to be at? Are you bringing people closer to Him to walk with Him? Are you collecting as many disciples as possible? Because that's our job here on earth, is to get as many people as we can and say, hey, I know somebody who's the best ever, who will never leave you and who will never forsake you and who will love you forever and ever. So, when we're embracing our salvation, we invite comfort of not fretting over the circumstance and over the constant frustrations of life. But we're living an intentional life for Christ. And we no longer take part in intentional sins. And we're always constantly striving for greatness and to be pleasing to the God. We want God to see us and say, well done. And so we are basically happy with being who God has called us to be. And so I want to share a little with you guys. I remember when I was a child, I remember we didn't have much when I was growing up. I was pretty much raised in projects in Aiken. And I just remember not really having anything. We didn't have a car. We had to walk everywhere we had to be. But I remember no one was stressing. Nobody cared. If your mama said, hey, we got to walk to the store to get groceries, you got to walk to the store and get groceries. And you better not say anything about it, But we were content in that standstill. And so what I'm learning now is that there are levels to being content. Are you content with just going to church from day to day and not bringing anybody with you? Are you content with not trying to get more people in the body of Christ? Or are you ready to step up your game in the kingdom and try to win souls for the Lord and try to get all we can from the snares of the enemy, because he's trying to devour any and all people he can? And so it starts with our children. It starts with our grandchildren, our nieces and our nephews, because ministry starts at home. And I think that's one of the big things that we miss out on as saints, is that we sit here and we forget about our immediate family, and we kind of strive outside of the home so much. But it's a lot of people in our immediate family that are starving for our attention, and they're starving to know, well, who is God? And you're the light of your family. You're the light of your home. And so this message hits home for me a little, because I've noticed I've been content with just a traditional routine of just going to church, coming home, taking children to school, going to work. And hey, you can come to my church, but I don't care if you come or not. I'm just inviting you. And I don't ever want to feel like I'm content in just doing that, because is it worth it? Is it worth it? And I've been hearing God tell me, all things that you do for me will last. All things you do for me will last. So anything I do for the world is just temporary. And so I just wanted to share that message with you guys. I love y'all so much. Friends, foes, I love you guys. And I just want you guys to know that. Y'all have a wonderful Saturday. It is beautiful outside. And I thank you guys tremendously. Thanks. Bye-bye.